Like okay, 5, 4, 3.
Today on Rangai News, our lead story today, we answer why there are still so many puddles around Gizzy.
And we take a trip to outer space to look at a meteorite that could potentially hit us in 20 years.
We also look at Te Aorere Puwharangi, who was walking right the way up of State Highway 35.
And we have a chat with our head of esports at Rangai, Lachlan Packman.
And then dive into the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
No mai haere mai, and welcome to Rangai News. I'm Te Aroha.
I'm Sheila.
And I'm Te Aruhe.
We're having a real quick convo about Taylor Swift. She's releasing 4 new songs this afternoon, which is pretty exciting for all the fans, gotta say.
Shout out to all the Taylor Swift fans out there.
Patrice.
We see you, Patrice.
See you, Patrice.
And now we have our main story for today, where we discuss why there are so many puddles around Tairāwhiti. It's been nearly 5 weeks since the big cyclone, and there is still a lot of water hanging around. Here's our reporters on this subject.
It's been 5 weeks since Cyclone Gabriel hit the Tairāwhiti region, and Gisborne still has puddles. Why is that? The Gisborne District Council science team has discovered the reason why we still have puddles in this area. And with more information, we have our local Rangai science guy, Mr. Tobias Horsfield.
Kia ora Kaj. The Gisborne District Council science team has deduced that the reason for these long-lasting puddles is a high groundwater table, shown here. With the enormous volume of rain that's fallen over the summer, the groundwater level is so high, in some places it has risen to ground level. These aren't your normal rain floods though. Normally, water ponding occurs as surface water and is slow to enter the ground. But once in the ground, the water can drain deeper into the soil layers. Based on the usual patterns for groundwater to recede, it would normally take up to 5 months for high groundwater to recede a metre lower in the aquifer, if no significant rainfalls. Also, because of the amount of water around and warm, humid air, there are more mosquitoes in the area.
Kia ora, thank you for that. As Tobias said, these puddles could be around for at least 5 months, so don't expect them to be gone anytime soon. Kia ora.
Thank you, Kaj Tata. So Tobias Horsfield and Te Arohia Fox for that pool of information. These awesome guys went trekking all the way around Tairāwhiti to get this awesome footage. Where'd you go, bro?
Where did we go? We went pretty much all around Gizzy trying to look for some puddles. We went a bit outside of Gizzy, and that's where you saw Kaj walking around, looking all big around those puddles. Yeah.
Trying to intimidate them away.
Yeah, trying to stomp on the puddles. And then, yeah, we got some more footage the day after, and that's all our puddles.
Nice, nice. And what do we think? How is this winter gonna like play out?
Hopefully, it'll be pretty dry. If more rain comes, you saw how the ground table was, the groundwater table. If more rain comes, the water will pretty much just be
We're just gonna
over
be
the ground.
flooded for the whole year.
Yeah.
I predict it's going to be pretty dry. I reckon
Absolutely.
our weather is going to become quite tropical from here on. Like, hopefully it doesn't last, of course, but just thinking about it, the summer's been really wet, so that's like the tropical wet season. And when we go into our winter months, hopefully it'll be a lot drier.
Yeah, hopefully it will be dry. Otherwise, everywhere is just going to turn to mud.
Yeah.
Just
have a
not
very
good for
sloppy-
any industry around here.
Very sloppy country. And now we look to outer space, as there is a possibility that there's a giant rock out there. Well, there is a giant rock out there hurtling towards Earth, but it's not supposed to arrive here for about 20 years. So don't worry, and there's an even smaller chance that it'll hit us. We go to Patrice Moore for this astronomical report.
There has been a meteorite discovered by NASA that has a possibility of hitting Earth. It is not for a long time though. It's possible that it might hit in the year 2046 or 23 years from now. And the meteorite has a diameter of 50 meters, or roughly the length of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. But NASA says there is only a 1 in 600 chance that this will happen. It's a very small chance, but it's still possible. This asteroid will not be catastrophic like the 12-kilometer long meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. But if it were to make an impact in a city or highly populated area, it will cause a significant amount of damage and there could be possible deaths. But NASA could be able to predict its course correctly, then they may be able to evacuate the predicted area. Meteorites are primarily made out of nickel or an iron substance. When they're out in space, they contain other materials as well, but once all that has been burned up as it falls through our atmosphere, it's left with a denser, metallic materials like iron. While this meteorite impact is highly unlikely, NASA is coming up with many new ways as a meteorite defense. NASA just ran a test with their double asteroid redirection test, nicknamed DART, and it successfully changed the trajectory of a small asteroid that threatens our satellite. Further missions are in the works to prepare ourselves for possible dangers like this, and they will surely come up with many more ways in the future.
Thanks, Patrice, for that interesting information.
So what do we think would happen if it were to hit us?
Oh, hopefully it heads way out in the middle of the desert or something. That would be.
Now, as far away from people as possible.
Yeah, as Patrice said on the video, there's a lot of NASA's like making those DART things. They can
the missiles.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't hit the ocean, if it hits the ocean, there's still a possibility it can destroy things because tsunamis.
Yeah.
So desert would be optimal.
Yeah, I reckon.
Or like smack dab in the middle of Russia.
Yeah, well, we might have a force field. Might have a force field in 20 years.
Could have a
because
force
it's
field.
like the amount of barren space that's
Yeah.
in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could maybe in 20 years we'll be able to vaporize them.
Yeah. Boom. And now for this awesome story about Te Arohia Piwhairangi, who was walking all the way around State Highway 35 to raise awareness about the state of our roads.
Waiwai the 35, also known as TLP on Instagram, and Te Arohia of Ngāti Parau is a local man who is walking across State Highway 35 to raise awareness about Cyclone Gabriel and money to help with recovery efforts. See, that's him right there. Currently, he has passed Tolaga Bay, Whangara, and Tokomaru Bay. So I think he's about around Te Puia Springs right now. So that makes it around 127 kilometres he's walked in about 4 days, I think it is. Far out. I can't do that, I'm too unhealthy. Te Aorere has also set up a Give a Little page to help with recovery efforts. And as of reading this, it has raised, hold up, just refresh the page, 39660, $39,660. 806 people have given that amount of money in 7 days. Far out. That's a lot of money. You can also follow the bro on his Instagram, where he's called TLP, just like I said in the start, where he is updating us on his adventures up the coast. You can also see the link to the Give a Little page on his Insta. So in conclusion, good on ya. Kia kaha from us at Rangai.
Sweet as. Kia ora, Nathan, for that mean-ass piece of information. To this day, I think his Give a Little...
It's like 50,000.
yeah, it's like 50,000.
Isn't it? It's like a lot.
Yeah,
Over 50,000. It's on a good track at the moment.
yeah.
So
Just like him.
This guy's stuff is pretty awesome, isn't it? Walking all the way around the coast.
Yeah, that's crazy. He'd probably be around Te Aroha now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have this true gamer and the head of our esports club at Rangai, Lachlan Pac-Man.
Give it up for Lockie.
Lockie organises all the esports events and training days. Kia ora, Lockie.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So for those who don't know, what is esports?
So it stands for electronic sports, and kind of the main thing of esports is, you know, competitive video games where you're playing against other players as if it was a real sport. You know, it's kind of competitive. It's player versus player.
Yeah.
It's like a real sport, but it's online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as the head of esports here at Rangai, how difficult is it to run an esports club?
Well, we're just starting up, so right now it's a lot of admin work, kind of trying to get things going, grants, applications. It's not been that bad, you know, it's really easy. I think getting the community, that's kind of, that's a hard part, because gaming can be kind of jarring. You know, it can attract kind of people who are not as socially adept. So trying to get the community in, that's the hard part, but when you get it, I think it really pays off, because you get those people in there making friendships, building relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of games do we play at the club?
Yeah, you know, like I said before, a lot of competitive games. So Counter-Strike Go, Valorant, kind of FPS games. We also do a lot of fighting games. We have Street Fighter, Brawlhalla, Mortal Kombat, games like that. There are also sports games, you know, FIFA, Madden, stuff like that. So there's a wide variety of games that you can play with esports.
Are there any plans on making a professional esports team?
Well, we're a non-for-profit, so we cannot, you know, pay our players because we want to have everyone join this club. We want it to be a community, so we don't want to say, oh, you have to be good to join the club to get paid. So we won't be having, you know, professional teams, but we will be putting together teams to enter in professional tournaments where they can then go on and either, you know, go solo or join professional teams.
Organizations,
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, for people wondering, what's a good way to join the community or encourage other people to join the community? Yeah,
so I mean, engaging with our social media is the best thing. We give a lot of updates, signing up, that's the big thing right now. We have on rangai.nz/esport, you can sign up and then you'll be involved on everything that's happening, all our tournaments, our training days. You're following us on social media and just kind of engaging with our already built community.
Yeah, and so you're saying with the benefits of it, they can go on to professional esports teams. That's really cool. What kind of opportunities can that lead to?
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, there's the opportunity of going pro, professional. there's also the opportunity of, engaging with the wider gaming community. Because it's huge. 87% of the population play video games.
Yeah.
So if you can join our esports community, that's a huge, huge community to join. So you can make a lot of connections and just build a lot of relationships from that.
You can even make your own club.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. We want everyone to be engaging, making their own club, joining ours, joining a different club. Like, that's great. We just want people getting into esports.
Yeah.
So you're running a tournament later this afternoon for Brawlhalla. Hopefully I win. How much planning goes into organising something like that?
Well, our first tournament's, it's kind of just a local tournament. It's just people in the club already. So we haven't been doing too much advertisement for it. So that would usually be a big chunk of it. But since our first tournament, we're trying to just keep it local, just see what we can do.
Keep it low key.
Trying, yeah. But it's been about 2 weeks of planning, getting prizes, figuring out the game. That was a big part. I think the part with that is gauging what people like at the time. So that was a few weeks, seeing what people were playing. Kind of getting the prizes, gauging the game, and just seeing who would be interested, gauging the interest, trying getting those people in. So a lot of communication through our social media channels.
Yeah.
And where can we find you guys on social media?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram and Facebook, just as Rangai Esports.
Yep.
Sign up on our sign-up page and you get a Discord invite, and that's a big communication page. And Twitch is where we'll be streaming. All of that info will be posted on our social media before we go live.
Sweet.
Yeah. And finally, last but not least, what is your favourite game of all time?
My favourite game of all time, it's not an esport. It's an RPG. It's called Fallout New Vegas.
Nice.
A very
very
good
nice.
game. If you're into RPGs, it looks at a lot of kind of, political and ideological issues that we have today, but it's set 200 years in the future after an apocalypse. So it's really interesting kind of gauging those ideas,
Yeah.
how they apply, making your decisions. Great game, great series. A lot of good stuff coming from the people at Bethesda and Obsidian.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good choice. Solid
Very
good
good.
choice.
RPGs are cool.
Yeah.
Good games.
And now we jump straight down the rabbit hole. Our first topic is Snoop being in New Zealand.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. My sister went. Surprisingly, she just got random tickets and she loved it. And
yo,
also,
that's really
my
cool.
grandfather went.
Yo.
He was
Yo.
really into that.
Sure.
He loved that.
Appealing to all ages.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg is for all ages.
Dog is for all ages.
He's inspiring the next generation, and just like how he inspired our parents.
You got a pretty cool welcome as well, eh?
Yes, he got a
Yeah.
poor fitty.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. What do you think, Lockie? That's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I'm more into, East Coast rap, Wu-Tang Clan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But, Snoop Dogg is pretty good.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg is pretty good.
He is. I must say, I don't listen to him heaps, but my brother listens to a ton of rap.
Yes, he
And
is. He's
Snoop
pretty
is
iconic.
definitely one of my favourites
Yeah.
from whenever I do listen to it.
Snoop Dogg made a really cool song that I won't forget. I used to play Need for Speed Underground 2, and he had a song on that, and it was gangster.
He's really into video games.
Yeah.
Streams and stuff, yeah.
Oh, yo, nice.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's a bit of an icon, not gonna lie.
He is.
He's yeah,
It's a bit of a meme too.
he is. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that.
Sort of Snoop.
I think just about anyone big nowadays has
It's a
some
meme. Yep.
based around them,
Popularity comes with being turned into a meme.
which then gains you more popularity.
Huh.
Yeah.
And Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, my most favorite thing
The
in the
Ninja
whole wide
Turtles.
world. Okay, listen to me.
Yes,
Listen to me.
we're listening.
So, this movie is coming out in August of this year. Yes. Correct. Okay. I really love Ninja Turtles. It's been my favorite thing ever since I was like a literal toddler. This was the first thing I ever got into in my entire life. I was chucked on Ninja Turtles at like the age of 3, and I've been hooked ever since.
Saying that, what's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Does anyone want to guess?
Donnie.
Leonardo.
Michelangelo.
Lachlan would be correct.
Mikey.
I've taken
Mikey's my favourite.
I've taken a
Yeah.
bit more of a liking to Donatello more recently, just because I don't know. I feel like I've kind of mellowed out. But when I was little, Michelangelo
Yeah,
was like
same.
my
When I was
idol.
little, Mikey was the man. But I like Leonardo now.
I haven't watched much Ninja Turtles. Didn't really get into it as a kid.
I watched-
but
That's
it's
fair enough.
it's always been there, and it's
Yeah,
really cool. But then I saw this trailer.
this trailer.
The style, the animation.
It's beautiful.
Just
Because
it's peak.
I know a lot of fans are really worried because Seth Rogen was the guy who's like making it, and we were like, oh, don't really know about you. Like it doesn't really line up with a lot of his prior work. And we were like, are you a true fan? Because we prefer fans actually make the content. But he really pulled through. Okay, like this is awesome. The character designs are beautiful.
The variation in the characters. It's
Yes.
like there's definitely a lot more than in
There's
previous
always
shows.
There's always been that struggle with them all looking exactly the same, and that's exactly where like the color bandanas came from. Because originally they were all like black and white in the super ancient comics, and then it went to like colored bandanas. And then they like sort of changed their skin tones a little bit. And then with Rise, which was the newest cartoon series, they changed them up like completely.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like this trend that's happening. I also find it interesting that they're quite a lot younger in this movie than they have been in other depictions.
Yeah.
Like they're like 13 or something.
Yeah.
Like they're just teenagers.
Yeah. Which is good. That's the good Gucci. That's what we want.
That's what we want.
Seth Rogen would do very well with it. He's produced a lot of the adult cartoons that are popular now, so I think he's gonna do really well with this.
I trust him now.
bloody
I
hope
fully
so.
trust him. He can buy it. He can buy Ninja Turtle.
Have you seen the baby versions of them? They look Gucci as.
I know. I love it though.
They're like kids are like. Wham.
Tiny.
Raphael is the funniest one because he's just so short and wide, and he's just like,
It's crackle. They crack me up.
that's cute.
It is so tip.
Let's move on.
Moving on. The next one, zombies.
Ow!
Specifically
Zombies.
The Last of Us zombies
The Last
with
of
the
Us
mushrooms.
Just
Specifically
finished.
the Plants
I
vs
haven't watched
Zombies.
it.
Zombies.
I haven't watched it yet.
Last episode
but,
was so good.
Yeah, I'll watch it later on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll watch
It
it
took
one
me
day.
like days to watch it. I just watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the first episode. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know.
But the
tired.
zombies. What do we think of the mushroom zombies?
I think
Really
they're cool
good.
looking ants. I really like that. I like how
They
they play with
definitely
that.
look cool.
Yeah,
And the uniqueness. It's not a virus. It's mushrooms.
It's a fungal infection, and I
Like-
think that's interesting because there's a lot of fungi in the world that actually do that. They infect a host and they take it over.
Yeah, I'd seen it on documentaries where it takes over an ant's brain or a bug's.
Spider.
I'd even like drawn a picture of it even before I knew what The Last of Us was. They're
Apparently it
just really
happens
cool.
to deer too.
Does it?
Yeah, apparently. I cannot confirm that.
We need to look that
but
up after.
apparently
We
it
have
can
to look
happen
that
to
up.
deer.
Lucky. Did you play the games?
I watched playthroughs of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did that with God of War.
This is the
But
cheap
would
way.
you say the games are better than the series? Have you seen the series?
Yeah, I followed it every week. As soon as it came out, I was watching it. It's a very good show. I mean, it's HBO, it's gonna be good.
Which one would immerse you more though? Like, should I play the games or watch the show?
Both. You should do both. But I
I
think
reckon the games are more immersive.
I think the games are a lot more. It's more of survival horror. It's
Yeah.
more like you have hordes of zombies chasing you, so it feels more like a video game.
Yeah.
But the show, it feels more like if there was an apocalypse, this is what it would be like.
Yeah.
So I think you should do both, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're different experiences.
yeah,
And
it's
different
so
different
different.
views.
Yeah.
Views to the same world.
Yeah, definitely. Like with the game, heaps of zombies. In the show, there's like not many. And I think that was a good choice.
Yeah. One's like meant to be fun, and the other one's meant to be like, I suppose, like mentally stimulating
Fun?
and gay.
But yeah, I don't know about that.
Fun?
Yeah, hard. It's fun.
Yeah, I
got
loved it when he killed all the doctors, destroyed the chance of a cure.
That was so fun.
Let's go.
I had so much
Spoilers.
fun during
It's
that.
exciting. It's
Spoilers.
adrenaline. Come
I
on.
mean, the game came out 5 years ago. If you haven't
But
played
if
it by
they
now,
haven't played it,
that's on you.
Where's the
Because
hype?
I hadn't played it or watched the playthrough. I
just-
didn't even know it existed, and I did actually because of memes.
Yeah.
I just know there's a giraffe. There's a giraffe, that's all I know.
He's actually the main villain.
Oh, yeah.
have to shoot him.
You wouldn't be able to tell
Game
now.
5 years. 5 years.
And like what would we do if this fungus actually like existed to a human level?
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you go from the shows, nothing. It's
Yeah.
in the shows. I'm going to spoil it again. Again, it's not that important. It's a minor
Okay,
detail.
it's just
It's a minor
don't spoil
detail.
the last episode.
Yeah, but in the show, it's spread through flour. You know,
Yeah,
it's in
like
everything.
mass-produced
Yeah,
items.
Yeah.
exactly.
Anything.
So you can't avoid it unless you're like living in Appalachia. You're in the mountains. You know, we
Yeah.
kind
An
of consume
uncontacted
everything.
tribe in the middle of the Amazon.
Fully self-sufficient, and you make your own flour.
I'd move to
Yeah,
Alaska.
Exactly. So if you do survive by chance, you know,
It won't be fun.
yeah,
Go like hike out to the middle of Te Uruweras and like just stay there.
live off mushroom soup.
I have a question though, like,
That's a bad
do
idea.
you retain your consciousness if you become?
I don't think so.
No, so you just die and then
What
this
is it
disease
called?
takes you over,
Cordyceps.
as opposed to you being like,
The cordyceps just completely destroys your mind and like becomes your mind.
cool, so you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably just do nothing.
You mentally die.
See what happens, eh?
Physically, you don't.
Where does your soul go? As long as the soul goes, I'm kind of
think,
okay.
I think you'd be kind of stuck, but you wouldn't know it.
Ooh, nah. I'm gonna survive.
Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, that is Rangai News for this week.
That's it.
Ngā mihi nui from all our team here at Rangai Studio. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Like and subscribe,
Like and sub, please.
please.
Otherwise, zombie apocalypse tomorrow. No notes.